Hello, welcome along, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Model Bench, and here we are now with part 25, and we're looking today at pack 28. We may look at 29 as well, we shall see. But this is basically building the Ferrari 330 P4 from DeAgostini, and what a beautiful model it's turning out to be. If you want to join in with me, or you want to just go and have a look and find out more about it, have a look down in the description below this video. There is a link you can click on, and that will take you to the DeAgostini website where you can find out all about it. But it is turning into a beautiful, beautiful model. In pack 27, we carried on with the frame here. We've got the pedals, we've got the master cylinders for the brakes and the clutch. We've got the wiper motor in there, and it's all looking very, very nice and very, very busy. So, lovely looking thing. Right, so as usual, we'll have a look at the magazine first. So 1965, victory at the Targa Fiorio with 3.3 litres. Although powerful engines were not required for the Targa Fiorio, Ferrari sent out its 275 P2Ss and Vaccaro won on home soil. A week later, a 250 LM won the 500. Is it Fiorio? I've always called it Fiorio. It's Florio. Targa Florio, sorry. Right, there we go. So Testarossa, powerful and elegant, looking a little dated these days, but you know, I built the Pocker kit of that many, many years ago, and the suspension kept collapsing, so I sold it. But it's a good-looking car, but not as nice as a 288 GTO, but then nothing is. So there we go. There she is, Testarossa. Great big fins in the doors. Absolutely lovely. Very, very sort of dated interior. Look at all that switch gear and stuff. There we are. So steering rack and column. So we got the all the parts in here. So we're going to be looking at actually putting together the steering rack and the column. So here is the bag of parts for pack 28. We'll get the light on and we'll move the magazine out of the way. So here we go. We'll put the bag over there. We've got some screws. I've left some screws in the bag. That's how parts get lost, Nigel, you idiot. Lots and lots of individual screw bags again. So what I think these companies ought to do is sort of get 15-20 parts into the build and then dedicate one magazine, one portion, whatever, and just give you a huge bag of screws, and then they don't have to put screws in any other parts then, and they'd save on all these little bags, which would be great for the environment and probably good for their pockets as well. So we've got this tray of parts here, so that plastic tray can go over there for recycling. A lot of people say keep the trays because they're handy for this, that and the other. They are very good for weathering and stuff, but I keep the trays. This one here is particularly handy. So yeah, I'll keep flat trays like that, but when they're like this and they've got lots of little compartments and stuff, I don't bother. Okay, so we've got the two halves of our steering rack. We've got the steering rack itself. We've got two trap rod ends, a retaining bracket there, a smaller retaining bracket there. We've got the main rack and the pinion, should I say. We've got two of these little pieces here, and there's a piece there. So we've got all of that. We've got our screws. So they're metal screws, so we're going to be screwing into metal. I haven't done any thread tapping yet, we shall see. Okay, so we're going to place the pinion 28G. Sorry, 28G is the pinion. Steering column 28H. And 6 SM screws on a work surface. So SM screws. Here we've got these. I'm going to get 6 of these out. There's probably 7 in there. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So we got 2 to go back in there. Okay. So we'll grab the screwdriver. Unfortunately, I've put things away. So that's going to fit onto there, is it? Yes, it's going to go onto there. So we are going to take the little joints. So we're going to put that little joint into there. Attach a universal joint to each end of 28H. So we're going to do it the way they tell us in the instructions. So we're going to do this, securing each joint with 2 SM screws. Okay. So we're going to put That's quite tight going into there, so we're going to have to hold that somehow. I've got a little pointy tool here. You could use a little small screwdriver. No, that's a bit too fat to go in there. This is a slimmer one. There we go. So we can put that in there like that, and that'll hold that, and then we can tighten this screw down then. We'll do the same on this side. Tighten that a little bit too tight. It's become a little bit more difficult to move. That's better. Okay, and then we'll grab a screw onto the screwdriver here. And we will put that into there. And then back it off a touch so we've got free movement. We don't want all sloppy and everything. And then we can put this one through here. Put that on there, we'll grab a screw. Oh dear, it's all falling apart on me now. Right, that's going to go into there like that. Get a screw into it. Go on, go in, you know you want to. It's not lining up properly. Oh, come on, Nigel. These little UJs are actually metal by the look of it. Will you please slide over in that bloody hole? So I can get this screw in. There we go. Right, we're going to get our shaft through her again now. Now that's in position. Just back it off a touch so it's free to move. And then we can put the screw in the other side. Put the metal shaft through and tighten that one up. Just back it off a touch so it's free. Right, that's that done. Attach universal joint, secure each joint with 2 screws, then attach the pinion to one of the joints, fixing it in place with 2 SM screws as shown. So we'll get the screwdriver armed, as that. And then we'll attach one end of the steering column to the pinion. Looks like we've got a proper rack and pinion rather than just having a lever, which is what other manufacturers do. That's too tight on that one, so I'll have to slacken that one off in a touch. So slacken that one off and slacken that one off, that's better. Right, so now that's all free to do its universal jointage things. Right, that's that. Okay, now we are going to lay this onto the steering rack, sorry, and we are going to place this little bracket over the top, so that's going to go that way round. It's engineered in such a way that you can't put it on the wrong way round. Okay, and then we're going to fix that with 2 AM screws. Loads of AM screws, I don't know what I'm going to do with all those. So pick this up. Again, I haven't cut the threads in here so you can see how easy they go in. You don't need a drop of oil on them. Grab another one here. There we are. So that's all nice, that's all free to turn and do its thing. Okay, so with 3 AM screws, so we've got 3 of these, secure the lower steering rack to the front frame 26A, position column 28H next to the brake pedal. So this is going, which way round is it? It's that way, it's that way. And then this is going to go on here like this. And the column is going to go into that gap there. You can see that pedal has got a kick in it to go around the column. So that's going to go into there. like so. Alright, again I should have free-armed the screwdriver, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. Still not on there properly. Oh, come on, Nigel, get your act together, man. Right, now that'll go into there. Again, these holes haven't got any threads. There we are. So get the screw onto this one. What a busy little model this is. It's got so many parts in so many little areas. It's a very, very detailed little build. So here we go. We're going to put that into there. If you haven't seen it, I'm also building the DeAgostini 1/6 scale Mustang, which is turning into a little monster. It weighs a ton. It's huge. Okay, so there we go. So that's that done. And then we've got to position the column stop over a steering column and secure to front frame with 2 QM screws. So here's our little QM screws here. So we've got a spare one. So that one can go back in the bag. So I'm going to grab my tiny screwdriver. And as we can see there, the steering column is already laying in position. Now I'm wondering if I'm going to have to cut these threads. Nope, that screw's going in there absolutely fine. Pick up the other one. Okay. So that's our column support gone in. Just tighten out the screw up. So we can see there we've got our column all turning lovely. The UJ's doing its job, all ready to go. Right, so we're going to put that to one side. Now we're going to place the steering bar, this is actually the rack, and 2 track rod ends. Okay, they're going to go that way round. And 2 AM screws on the work surface. So we want 2 of these. No, not that many, just 2. Make sure the narrower slots of the 2 arms match the ends of the steering bar and secure them with the 2 AM screws. So that's going to go in there. These are symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which way up they are. Again, no thread cutting involved. It's just gone together beautifully. So tighten it and then back it off. So we've got some movement. Don't back it off so much that you've got a load of play, just enough to allow it to move. I think that's the first time that's ever happened on camera. I just picked a screw up with the screwdriver and it locked onto the head. There we go. So that's our rack done. That way round in the pictures. Then come over to the back of the magazine. Insert the steering rack into the lower steering rack, ensuring that the teeth engage with the pinion. Position the upper part of the rack so that it matches the lower part and secure with 4 AM screws. So we've got 4 AM screws there. Okay, so that's going to go into here. That's going to engage with the teeth there. Okay, you can see that's all engaging there. And we can see that this is going on like so. And then we are going to pick up, no, just one. Just like that. into there. Something's not quite right here, it's not engaging properly. Let's slacken this one off. I can see what's happened here. The rack has turned while I've been putting it together. Okay, so we'll take that screw out of there. I'm going to keep the camera going because you might make the same mistake as me. Right, so we're going to put that rack in there and make sure it stays. And you've got there's like a rib on here you can see along that edge. And that's got to align in that rib in there. So it stops it actually turning. So we can put that like that. And we can drop that down onto there. And you can see now with it all held together, it's still moving freely, unlike it was before. Because I messed up. So I'll leave that in. I won't edit that out because you might make the same mistake. And as we can see, it's still, yeah, it's still lovely. Right. So we'll get that screw back onto our screwdriver. Just like so. Same on the last one here. It's going to go in like so. Wind that in. And we'll check that everything stays. Yes, everything's still moving freely. Whoopsie daisy. You can see there everything's good. What a lovely little steering rack that is. Unlike some other manufacturers, you just have like an L-shaped rod that's ridiculous. That's much better. Really, really nice. What a beautiful little model this is. Right. So, that's it. This is how the assembly should look with the steering column fitted at the end of this stage. So I'm just looking, I've got 2 AM screws left there. Yeah, SM and AM, they've got 2 spare. So that's interesting. Okay, so there we go. I'll see you. I was going to do 29 as well, but there's so much to do in each section that it's just one video is enough for one magazine. I'll see you back for part 26, pack 29. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.